One Racing Championship. I am joined by my co-host for Season 2, Havoc. How's it going, Havoc?
Pretty good, monkeys. Excited. Season 2, race 1 in Australia. It's gonna be pretty exciting. We've got an amazing lineup for Tier 1 today. Yeah. So, what do you think? What are you looking for as far as top 5 today?
Top 5, I mean, obviously, Sucro 19, he's he's got to defend his championship crown, so I definitely expect him to be up there, as it seems like he already is. His teammate Pubed as well, he was very consistent, very strong last year, so I expect a lot out of him. Let's see. You know what? I think Carter's gonna hit a top 5 today. I've been watching him race over the course of the off season, and I'm expecting a lot of big things from Carter. He was a little unlucky in Season 1 at times, having a really good result and then maybe like getting a bit of damage, being caught into an incident, but I expect some good things. What about you, Havoc? Who do you see taking the top spots here in Australia?
I definitely like Sweetground. I like Pubes as well. Another guy that I like is T, or ESAT. So, but the teams have changed a little bit after last season. Yes, so we've got ESAT, and then another guy that I like. I'm thinking my underdog this season is going to be a Stunik. Yeah, ISRL Stunik. I want to see him get up there and try to get through some of the issues that we saw last season and get up into the top 5. Maybe the only other guy I like is Jamie. Jamie looks good. I think Jamie's got a new teammate this season, and I think they're going to come around and make it work and be up there in points.
Oh yeah, Jamie, he's a strong racer. He's really up there, especially for the first half of the first season, but he got a little bit unlucky, a few bad pit calls over the course of Season 1, a bit of just a bit of bad luck, but hopefully he was able to tweak that out. He hasn't gone out on a lap just yet. For those of you who weren't aware, we had a few rule changes for Season 2, one of which is that for Tier 1, we're now doing full qualifying. So you'll notice now we're currently in Q1, so the top 15 will be moving on. But given how fast all these drivers are, the gap between 1st and 20th, I really don't think is going to be all that large, to be quite honest with you.
No, and I mean, just going off of the standings from Tier 1 last season, Sweet Crown obviously P1 with 282 points, 144 points ahead of dude who was Jamie, and then is the T with 147. Such a tight finish at the end of the season with Izat and Jamie coming, 1 point away from each other. But we're going to see something totally different this season. A lot of driver changes as we came into Season 2. A lot of the guys are not stuck with the same car that they were with last season, yeah.
Oh yeah, and I know there's a driver, we were talking about him a little bit before we went live, but I don't think we mentioned him just yet here in this qualifying, Jer, who actually goes second fastest here in Q1 in that Renault car. He's now racing Tier 1 full-time, and I'm excited to see what he can do. He was a bit of a dominance in the other tiers, and even when he was racing Tier 1, he was always up there in part of the battles, so he's, just another driver. I feel like at this point, you can probably just throw a dart at any one of these drivers and talk about how they can compete for the win and, challenge Sweet Crown for that championship in Season 2. Oh,
I think you're right, Monkeys. He's definitely going to be one to watch. And just to go on some of the team changes that they had on. So Jamie and Carter had both went on to go through with Mercedes, and then Knight and Gurman obviously are going to stay with Red Bull. And then we've got Pretzels and a Stunik and Turo. So we're going to have Izzy and Bist, who I think is a new teammate going in McLaren this season. Josh and Stefan Ferrari. We've got Jaron Vito, who you just spoke about, in the Renault. Scar Logan and the Light in the Haas. We've got Blue Machine and Tommy in the Alfa Romeo. Crown and Pewd have switched. They've actually gone to the Williams, which may be a pit stall change, or they want to be at the end of the pit stall to make it better for them to come out, and then Catastrophic and the deck in the racing point.
Oh yeah, that's you know, I'm gonna jump back to Sweet Crown and Pube. Maybe the pit was a bit of a strategic advantage for them and why they wanted to change. From what I was overhearing, at least in the Discord chat, I think they made this change in preparation for season 3. Once we jump on to F1 2020, I'll be honest that I guess the Colgate looking Williams car. I mean, it does look pretty fire, at least in my opinion. So I think they were changing a little bit to get into that nicer looking Williams car for season 3.
Yeah, I mean, we're going into season 2 with a 7-race lineup, right? So we're gonna go 7 races in. Hopefully, the transition from F1 2019 to 2020 happens flawlessly, and we don't have any issues going in between the two. But I think you're right. I think they've just built the gun, and they've said, hey, we're gonna go into the Williams, and we're gonna get ready for 2020 at the beginning of the season on season 2.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm right on board with Pube, just since we're speaking about the Williams. He unfortunately invalidates his lap. There's still 7 minutes to go, but you're kind of starting to run out at least a little bit of time, especially for the drivers that haven't set laps yet. They haven't set times. You know, 7 minutes, it's a lot of time, but when you take the time it takes to, you know, get into the pits, get the tires, get out of the pits, you know, do your out lap. It's not too much time. Maybe a lap left to go for these drivers. So you know, I'd want to get a move on if I was somebody like Gernman, Knight, Tommy, the deck, even Pubed as well, who hasn't set a time yet.
Yeah, how do you think we're going to get on strategy here? I think we're going to be on a soft medium, but what do you think we're looking at as far as how far the softs are going to go as opposed to how far the mediums are going to go? Who's going to choose what? I mean, are we going to see some guys going soft more than the guys that are going mediums, or are we going to see more mediums as opposed to the soft?
To be honest, I think in the starting of the race, I think we're going to see mostly softs. I definitely see the top 10 in softs. Even myself in the Tier 2 race, I started on the softs, and I felt I had a really big jump, like a good jump on the drivers that were on the medium tires. And even I noticed the softs could go 10 laps or so at least. So I do see a soft medium as a strategy for the race, but that's not to say some drivers might try the medium softs. And I'm assuming that this is going to be a 100% clean, no incidents whatsoever race. But historically speaking, we've noticed that might not quite be the case, especially early on in the season, as ISRL Knight jumps into P3 in this Q1, setting a 121.2 as we were riding on board with him.
Beautiful lap from Knight. He waited a little while to do his lap. Maybe just to get some rubber down on the track. I'm not sure. But a beautiful lap. We're seeing 122, 121 from the guys from P1 to P10, all the way down, or actually P12 we're seeing 121s. And it just goes to show how fast the guys in Tier 1 are as opposed to the guys in the rest of the tiers from Tier 2 to Tier 4. They're very fast here going around Australia.
Oh yeah, and like this is only Q1, so we can only expect faster times as you know, as qualifying moves on and the track heats up a little bit and drivers start showing their true pace. Wow, Jamie 1 actually breaks into the 120s. He sets a 120.7. I wasn't really expecting to see the 120s in Q1, but here we are.
Yeah, nor was I, Monkeys. That's a fast lap. I don't believe I've seen anybody in any of the leagues I'm involved with get into the 120s. That's a very fast lap, very confident lap from Jamie there. He's going to have huge pace. I think he's been practicing in the off-season between Season 1 and Season 2. We'll have to see if it works out.
Oh no. Yeah, hopefully it works out for him. Sorry about that. I was on board with Gerdman and he took a bit of a tumble very late in qualifying. But now with 4 minutes to go, he's going to have to really hurry up, get into the pits, get that wing changed, and get back out there. Hopefully for him he has enough time because, he hasn't set a time just yet.
Yeah, it looked like he ruined the whole right side of that wing there. Monkeys, not a good way to go. But we've still got a long ways to go. He needs to hurry up, and he needs to get back out there and put a banker lap in. That's the most important part of F1. Get the banker lap in, and then try to improve upon your time.
Oh yeah, especially in Q1 where, you know, you're not really shooting to be the fastest driver out there. I mean, if you're Jamie, you know, if you're Jamie 1 and looking to make a statement saying I'm back here for season 2 maybe, but you know, for Q1 you only need to make the top 15. So you know, any banker lap that has a decent amount of pace should be able to hold you over there, but we'll have to see. It'll be a little bit reliant on that timer. How long the Red Bull, we know they're fast in real life, but I can't really say how quick they are in the game and replacing the wing on qualifying. Oh, there we go. Pubed actually sets a time. He was the only other driver that didn't set a time. It puts him up into P12, so that is good enough to move on to Q2, at least for now, with a little bit under 3 minutes to go.
So we're seeing a few of the guys, or actually just a couple of the guys on the mediums. I'm not sure if Sweet Crown and Scar Logan have done mediums just based on what they want to do, or if they just kind of warm up in that anchor lap that we were just talking about. As Jamie's at the 120, no, Jamie's still there, so I'm not sure who it was that just pushed everyone back, but they're on the medium. I mean, it's interesting to see if they stay on the mediums or if they're just doing a banker and they come back out and they do their soft times.
I think Scarlo's probably doing a banker here on the mediums. I don't know why he's going. I mean, he's sitting in 10th. I don't see too many drivers going out. Maybe he's trying to solidify his spot into Q2. But he's going out in the medium. But when I took a look at his best time, he did set it on the soft tires. Sweet Crown 19, on the other hand, he went out on the medium tires. But in his case, I wouldn't put it past him to be running maybe some a strategy here and there. I'm sure he knows that he can go in, make it fairly easily into Q2 on those medium tires. So maybe he's saving those soft tires for when he really needs it in Q2, Q3, or maybe even the race.
That could be it. You're exactly right, Monkey. He could be saving them for the rest of the session, which is a very smart thing to do. And we're going to find out very shortly how the full quali goes for the guys in P1 to P15 as Gernman's coming around. Gernman's coming around the last chicane here. I kind of want to see if we can switch to him here.
Yep,
this is going to be his last go. He's not going to have another chance after this. Let's go. He crosses the line. Let's see how he gets on and if he can get a solid time in.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I was right on board with him. I noticed there's a Renault car in Sector 3 that kind of lost out a little bit. Jumped on board, and that was Vito. He's currently sitting in that 15th spot, but invalidates his time in the process. I don't know if he was going faster or not, but I'm sure he's probably a little bit nervous, just on that bubble, and his last lap kind of gets invalidated, but we'll see. Doesn't look like he has too much damage, so he might be able to get one last lap in on those soft tires.
He set the fast Sector 1 there, Monkeys, as he crossed the line. He did a purple Sector 1. We'll have to see how he gets on. He's moving through Sector 2. Comes around down into turn 7 or 8.
Oh no!
He's moving. Oh no! He invalidated.
Yep, there we go. Invalidates his lap time right at the end, and unfortunately for Gerdman, that's not enough time. At least from what we can see here on the stream, not enough time to make it around one last time. So it does appear as though Gerdman is unfortunately going to be knocked out in that Q1 and starting from the back of the grid.
Horrible luck, Monkeys. I mean, at the very last minute, how has that gone on? We'll have to see if we can get with Gerdman later on and find out what happened, that he was pushing his last lap at the very last minute. It's not the way you want to go. I would have expected him to be above that P15 cutoff line.
Yeah, so do I. I mean, if I was Gerdman, I'd be very upset about that qualifying. But at the same time, Australia, it's a much harder track than what you might initially think of it. Especially at the end of Sector 2 going into Sector 3, that left-right kind of very fast chicane. You see drivers losing it there all the time, and I think that was right around where Gerdman actually invalidated his lap times. So I mean, that turn alone is very, very tricky, and maybe Gerdman was just an unfortunate victim of that fast chicane there.
Yeah, that very well be. He's going to be the only driver as he's bumped into someone there. He's going to lose a tire. That's going to be a retirement. not good for Red Bull. I mean, they're going to have to work on the car as he comes in, but not something that you want to see at the end of the session. So let's just go down the list, Monkeys. If you want to take us through and see who made it through into Q2.
Oh, it'd be my pleasure. So we have Jamie 1, Mr. Cool, and Carter, who took the top 3 positions. Knight in 4th, Jer in 5th. Biz Racing in 6th, Sophion in 7th. Josh 2 in 8th. Izat in 9th. Sweet Crown rounds out the top 10. Scarlo, Pretzels, Pube, Blend Machine, and Stunik are the bottom 5 there, but they do move through. Vito, Catastrophic, Tommy the Deck, and Gernman, unfortunately, all out of Q1. So very disappointing for the Racing Points. Both of their cars out of the qualifying and starting not from ideal positions. I do think the Racing Point team is a new team here for Season 2. Just in the sense of the driver lineup. So maybe there's a little bit of kinks here and there that they might have to work out, but here we are. It showed lap 1 out of 3 for a little bit, but nope, we are into Q2 for this 15-minute session here for Q2. So as we wait for the drivers to come on, personally, I'm just trying to load up the stream. I want to take a look at the chat, see what the chat has to say. No rain from a Stunik, so
yeah, we might have to do a party swap here, Monkeys. Does some of the guys are saying that I'm coming through a little broken up.
Oh, alrighty, yeah, we can definitely jump and do a quick party swap here, especially with distance at the start of qualifying. So I'll go out and I'll just start another party and quickly invite you to it, and we'll see if that fixes the problem.
Sounds good.
Alrighty, so we'll get Havoc in here and we'll see if that fixes the problem, just switching the party hosts. But in the meantime, here we go. I'm on board with Scarlo. I'll actually jump to Mr. Cool here because I think he's going to be the first driver to set a time since he's the first out on the out lap. We'll see here in Q2. In Q2, for those of you who are not aware, it's the top 10 drivers at the end who will make it down to the last top 10 shootout. There we go, Mr. Cool. He dives into the pits, so I guess he went for a bit of a banker, a test lap. Here we go. We'll jump with Scarlo. He is going to start a flying lap right now, and the first driver to set the flying lap, we'll see what kind of time he can put up here in this Q2 session. As I get everything else set up, we'll see. Just waiting for Havoc to connect. Haven't gotten the notification of Havoc connecting yet. I hope it's not. Hopefully, we're not having too terrible connection issues. We will try to get them resolved. It is the first race of the season for season 2, so we are still working on stuff. Oh, there we go. Havoc just joined the party. Can you hear me, Havoc? Oh, nope, just left the party. Uh-oh. Not too good of a sign, but we'll try to get a lot of this stuff worked out as soon as possible for everyone watching at home. Like I was saying, thankfully it's the first race, so we can, we've got at least a little bit of time to sort this out, and hopefully this isn't an issue. There we go. Joining. Can you hear me, Havoc?
Yep, there we go.
Oh, there we go. You're sounding much better, at least early on here on the stream as well. You're joining in perfect time. Sucrown 19, he just crossed the line. The first driver to set a time. He sets a 1:20.4. Izat Kush right behind him, a 1:21.1. So looks like we're going to start seeing the 1:20s and probably the low 1:21s here in Q2. Whoa! Was that Pretzels? I think is out of Q2 just like that.
I believe it was. I'm trying to catch him and see exactly where he's at. It looks like he's after Sector 2, right after the fast left right.
Yep, there we go. We just saw him on board with Biz Racing. Here, let's see. I think he's disappeared now, but we'll see if we can see him with Jamie 1.
He might have caught that curb on the left there, Monkeys, as he was going through, maybe even the right, and just caught that curb. A lot of times the guys will come through, they'll catch that curb on the right, and it'll just turn them around, and if you can't get it recovered the right way, you're going to go straight into the wall.
Oh yeah, that's I think that's exactly that turn I was mentioning in Q1 as well. That's very tough. That curb on the right hand side. Honestly, my issue is always the curb on the left hand side. Right as you're leaving there, take too much curb on my end, and the car, like the back end, just wants to kick out. But yeah, it might have been the curb on the right hand side early on, just based on where he was. But that's very unfortunate for Pretzels, as that's disqualifying over just like that. So doesn't even have a time, so doesn't even have a fighting chance to maybe even squeeze into one of those top 10 spots.
Now, he's had it put in at 1:21.1, and we're in Q2, so I'm interested to kind of see if that's as fast as he can get around Australia right now, or if we're even going to see anybody else into the 120s. I mean, we know Jamie is capable of doing it. Steve Sweetground's done it. I want to know if anybody else can get down there into the 120, low 120s, and see if they make it happen to make it a little more interesting.
Yeah, I'd like to see too. Like you said, Sweetground can do it. There we go. Jer, he sets a 122 flat on the mediums. Honestly, I think he's, I was going to say, he's a driver that I think can probably make it into the low 120s if he puts in a really good lap. Wow, Biz Racing sets a 121 flat. Oh my goodness, I love it when racers set those flat times. It's always cool to see. But nobody's been even close so far to Sweetground 19 in this second qualifying. And yeah, there we go.
Jamie has put in a 120. Yeah, he did put a 120 in, so he's about 5 tenths slower this week here. I think he can get a little faster. Now, Biz Racing, as you were saying, it did a 121 flat. That's Ezat's teammate in the McLaren. I think we're going to see some stuff from the McLaren team in our 7 races here this season before we get to F1 2020. It's gonna be a very exciting 7 races, I think.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. Especially with the McLaren team. If this qualifying is anything to say about what we can expect, we're probably going to see lots of battles from the McLaren team. Oh no, I just checked the chat, and it seems like the microphone issue still having a little bit of problems.
Yes,
unfortunately.
As well.
So I do hope that this fixes itself as the stream goes on, or at the very at worst case scenario. Hopefully we can get this fixed before the next stream too. I know there's not too much I can do now, at least from my end, I don't think. But at least for the next race, I'll do what I can with my internet to try to fix this. But at least for now, in this in this Q2 with about 7 minutes to go, only 7 drivers have set times so far, and it looks like a lot of them are out on those medium tires, looking to set some time. Thankfully, with Pretzels, who thankfully for the other drivers with Pretzels who's not in this qualifying, there's a little bit of wiggle room. Really, just need to be because 15th is basically going to be Pretzels. It's a little bit more wiggle room, but still not too much given what we can see with the gaps.
Yeah, he knows he's got 15 locked in. Yeah, so he's got that in mind. He's gonna be in front of those first 5 drivers at the end. Maybe make up a little bit of time later on. I'm not sure what happened there. He may have been a little too aggressive there in the left or right. see how he gets on.
Yeah, we'll have to see, but, you know, for the other drivers, given that Pretzels is going to take that 15th spot, you know, they're only have to worry about 11 of 14, so it kind of takes the driver out of the equation to try to squeeze into that top 10 shootout.
I see what you're getting at there, Monkeys. Yeah, so the guys are looking at Pretzels. They know that he's down into the 15th slot, so they have to worry about the next 4 ahead. And in the Q1 here, as we're getting a little bit later into the qualifying session, we're in the Q2, 5.5 minutes left. Sweet Crown still in the lead with a 120.4, and then Jamie with a 120.9. Feud actually is coming into P5. He's got a 121.5. Not a bad lap for the Williams guys.
Oh no, not a bad lap at all. Mr. Cool, he crossed the line. He sets a 122.3. Not the quickest lap. He is on those medium tires, but that still promotes him into 8th. So far he will make it to that top 10 shootout. And yeah, with 5 minutes to go, you're starting to run out of time a little bit if you're Blind Machine, Stunik, and Sofian. Well, actually, Sofian, he's about to cross the line.
Actually crossing the line now. Yeah, I was going to get out there. And he actually viewed with a 121.5 on the softs. Amazing go. That's going to be his first official time. We'll have to see if he's going to come back out. But with 4 minutes left, Monkeys, you got to think the guys are going to have to come in, get the tires changed, and come back out and get it done. Yeah.
Oh yeah, especially if you're in a spot like Mr. Cool, Knight, and well, Josh too, especially. But you know, Mr. Cool and Knight, you are in the top 10 shootout, but you're on those. You haven't set the time on the fastest tires, and you know, Stunik, he's sitting in the pits, but he's probably gonna have to go out soon if he wants even a chance to compete in that top 10. But he might be pulling a tire strategy, just waiting for right at the end to go out and maybe do a, one lap and risk it for the biscuit for that top 10 shootout.
Yeah, not something that I think I would try myself, Monkeys. I think I would rather, get the lap in and have something on the board, just as a little safety cushion, maybe. So that I know that if I did go out for like a last, hoorah, that I'm not going to mess up, and at least I have a time in and I'm ready to go. As Machine has started his hot lap here, he's in mode 4. He's going around. He is on his hot lap, and we see one of the McLarens get out of the way. But he's on the mediums. He's doing his hot lap on the mediums. We'll have to see what the strategy is here, as a lot of the guys are on the softs, so I'm not sure what he's playing at here on the mediums.
Yeah, I'm not too sure either. Maybe he feels his pace, in Balloon Machine's case, maybe he feels his pace is fast enough so that he can just squeeze into that, maybe one of the bottom slots of that top 10 shootout on those medium tires, and that way it saves him a pair of softs for Q3, maybe even the race. But we'll have to see. He's going to cross the line sooner rather than later. He took a bit of a bump riding the curb at the right at the end there of the lap, but we'll see as he crosses the line. P12, not quick enough for Blind Machine.
Not fast at all, and it could be the medium tires there, Monkey. I'm not sure what he was thinking there with the top 7 guys going on to the soft. Now, Josh is in the mediums. And he did do a 122.1 on the mediums, and he's in P8.
But
I don't know if that he was trying or not.
To be honest, I think he might be out of fuel, because he's not going over that 3rd gear. I've been right on board with him for a little bit. I haven't seen him go higher than 3rd gear. So I think he's just struggling around the track. He's on 4-lap old mediums. So
I think you're right.
With 2 minutes to go in qualifying, that's a bit of a heartbreak if you're Josh too. Just because,
what's happened here? He's on the mediums now. I mean, 4 laps, and we know that you only get 1 set of mediums. I mean, Jamie 1 has retired from the session. I'm not sure where is he at.
Yeah, Jamie 1. I'm not too sure where. Let's see, is that Kush retired?
He's retired as well.
Maybe they're just retiring in the pit wall.
They could just be retiring, but what's happened to Josh? I mean,
yeah, I don't know why he decided to do 4 laps on those medium tires. Maybe he kept.
Well, he did submit a spot in Q1 though, Monkeys. I mean, he did do that. Maybe he's saving softs for Q3.
Maybe he wants more pairs of soft for the race. We haven't really spoken about this. I mean, I sort of dropped it a little bit, but you know, the safety car is probably going to play a big factor. So maybe he's trying to keep those soft tires. But you know, Josh is sitting in 9th now, so you know, I'd be a little bit worried. Well, here I'm actually. I thought a Stunik was about to set a lap time.
Coming around. Knight's coming around. He could get pushed here by Knight.
We'll see. Knight jumps up into 8th.
He did. He pushed Josh to P10. Is there anybody else coming across for a lap?
Oh my goodness. Am I seeing rain? Are we gonna have rain for Q3?
I'm seeing rain. Monkeys. I see it as well.
Oh my gosh. And like
now the report was dry as far as what I got from the drivers.
Well, you know, maybe that's why Josh too went around on those medium tires. Maybe he knew it was going to be rain, so he thought, you know, worst to worst, top 10 on the wet tires doesn't matter. But you know, even if I'm not in the top 10, it doesn't matter. I'm not wasting any tires. I still have my tires. A Stunik,
we're seeing Mr. Cole a little loose going into, where is he at? He's coming into sector 3 here. The rain's on one part of the track. It's on sector 2. I don't think the rain has caught up to sector 3 yet. It looks like it's left to right. But he did get slippy there.
Yeah, we'll see. We're actually with the onboard just to try to show everybody watching at home that yeah, there is at least a little bit of rain. But here we go, Mr. Cool. He's gonna cross the line soon. Let's see, can I read? It looks like he's still saying P12, so definitely not fast, or I don't think he went faster. Maybe he lost time with the slightly damp track. But, oh my, this is going to be an exciting Q3, I think. But here we'll run through for the, at the end of qualifying 2, Suicrown 19, sitting at the top of the leaderboard again, Izat in 2nd, Jamie 1 in 3rd, Biz Racing and Carter round out the top 5. Sophian, Pubed, Knight, Scarlo, and Jer are the top 10, and they're all going to take part in that top 10 shootout. Unfortunately, Josh 2, Mr. Cool, Blind Machine, Pretzels, and a Stunik, who actually didn't set a time in that Q2, are unfortunately eliminated there, and will start 11 to 15th.
You have to think, Monkeys, if it was raining or starting to rain, if we were getting the sprinkles in Q2, are we going to see more of it in Q3, and are the guys going to be able to adjust to it?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm, oh, look at that. I'm seeing rain.
Yeah, here it comes.
There we go, 12 minutes of top 10 shootout in the rain. Could you have asked for anything better for the first race of Season 2 here in Australia? Oh my.
I don't think so. I don't think so. The guys are gonna have to go easy now. Yeah. So you're in Q3. You made it to the end. What do you do now? I mean, you obviously have to go out and you have to put a lap in. And you want to try to improve upon your time, but you are P10. I mean, you're at least P10 when you go into the race.
Yeah, but actually, I'm with Suicrown, who went out to start his out lap there, and he's on dry tires. So all the races are on dry tires. So I think it's raining a little bit, but maybe not enough to consider the intermediate tires, as a viable option.
We'll have to see how he's getting on here. I'm going to go to the onboard for Sweet Crown. I mean, it is raining. It is popping up on the windshield. The racing line has not disappeared, I don't believe, and I don't think there's any spray coming up from the cars, so it might be making the right call here into going with the dries.
Maybe. Well, here, let's take a look. Well, Sweet Crown, he still does get DRS. Normally, at least in my opinion, that's always a good indicator as to whether or not it is time for the wet tires. But Sweet Crown 19, the DRS does look like it was still on for him. So maybe it is still dry tires, but we'll have to see how long that lasts and if the rain is going to get worse as this Q3 goes on. And for something like
the fast time last one, Monkeys, I'm sorry, but was I believe it was 120.4. I'm interested to see what it's going to be in Q3. Are the guys going to be able to push it and do the same lap times in Q3 that they were doing in Q2?
Yeah, I guess we'll have to see. And we'll find out soon enough. Maybe in about maybe a minute and 25 seconds or so. Very overshooting here, as we're on board with Sweet Crown. But I noticed Scarlo, he's on his out lap, but he's on the hard tires. So you know, if the rain does get worse, maybe not the best decision to go out in Q3 on those hard tires. Because early on, if the rain does get worse, this might be the best time you get at actually setting a decent time.
Yeah, I don't think it was a good idea for Scarlo to come out on the hards, because we know that the hards, as he gets a little slippery there, he's very loose. He's very, very loose, and we know the hards take a long time to warm up. Yeah, this could be a very big mistake. If he gets loose and gets into the wall, he could bust a tire off. Not something that you want to see. I mean, the rest of the guys are on the softs. If you're going to go slicks, go softs. Why go to the hards? You've only got 10 minutes in the session. Why go to the hards?
Yeah, especially since you're giving up these tires at the end of Q3. There we go, 122.3. There's our answer. As much as it looked like Sweet Crown ran into a bit of traffic from that red tail.
Oh, he's loose!
Oh, hang on.
He's loose!
Look at that.
Loose!
There you go. You were just talking about it. The heating of the tires. It does look like that track is getting worse as we speak, at least from what I can tell. But yeah,
they just weren't warm enough, monkeys. Right? I mean, the whole wing is going. He's lucky he did not bust a tire, as I mentioned earlier. But I mean, it just goes back to what I was saying. The hards are not ideal for this. I mean, you've got to have at least 2 to 3 laps to warm up on these tires before they get into a rhythm. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it does look like the track is getting worse as we continue on in this qualifying session. So maybe a very, very poor move from Scarlo in this Q3 session. Now he has to go into the pits, fix. Oh no, is that Kush, or I think that was Izat that might have lost it a little bit there in his qualifying lap. Actually, no, he's on the.
He did invalidate.
Yeah, actually, I think he's on the in lap.
What Scar did is he had the opportunity to come out on the softs. If the rain gets worse, he's not going to be able to, put that time in that everybody else has. The top six guys have got times in, and now they're on another lap. He had the chance to do that, and now he does not if the rain gets worse.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, I think it is getting worse, at least from what I can see on the screen. But I guess we'll see as the qualifying goes on. But yeah, I don't think he's gonna have to wait a while to fix that wing since it took a lot of damage. So I'm a little worried if I'm Scarlo from what I can do. It's still crazy to think a 122 is the time to beat now. When you consider the time we had in Q2. But I'm curious to see if we're going to see any inters in this Q3 session, or even if we're going to see them in the race.
I'm watching Sofian go around, monkeys. He's going through sector 2 now, going around the back straight here, or the back curve, as you might want to call it. The rain is coming down. He's on the softs, but it looks like he's getting around fairly well. I don't think that the intermediates are timed yet, because there's a fine line between going from slicks to the intermediates. Yeah, if you go to the intermediates, they could just fall off. You don't get any grip out of them. They need the wet to work. They need a wet track for them to actually do what they're supposed to do. If the track is not wet enough, the intermediates are a bad idea.
Oh, 100%. And I actually jumped with the onboard of Sofian as he crosses the line and sets a 123.9. But you were right. When I was right on board with him, it does look like he's still getting decent traction on those slick tires, even though the track itself might be just a tiny little bit damp. Scarlo, he's still in the pits. I'm keeping an eye on him, just because he's now gonna have about 5.5 minutes now to set a time. But we'll see what he decides to do. Knight and Jamie 1, they still need to set a time too, but they're both at least on the out lap. So as long as they don't invalidate anything along the way, they should have a time to set. but a 122.3 is still the time to beat late in this Q3 session, as it actually looks like some of the drivers are going to start to go out on their second Q3 lap now.
Yeah, a lot of the times what the guys are doing is they're waiting for more rubber to get down on the track. But with rain, I don't think they're going to be having as much of the rubber down as they would like. So we're going to see Knight come around here. He may have time for 2 laps. I'm not sure if he's going to have it or not. Jamie is in front of him, so we're going to get to see 2 different strategies here with Jay and Knight right in front of each other. I just don't know, monkeys. It could go either way.
Yeah, it could go either way, and I know Knight, he's on the flying lap. He's coming very close to that Williams car in front of him. Now here, let's take a look. That's okay. That's Suicaro 19 who's on a flying lap too. I was a little worried that Knight was coming up to Pube very quickly, just because if you come up to I guess a back marker, a slower car, at the wrong spot in this lap, you can lose a lot of time. Especially now late in Q3 is where you really don't want to be losing any time. Even if it's a few seconds waiting, trying to pass a car that's on their out lap, you know. Every second counts in this Q3 session because it could be the difference between, P1, P2, and P3.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, that's all it takes is for you to take your concentration off of the racing line and look at someone that you're trying to pass and make sure that you're trying to get around clean, not mess the car up, not mess your lap up. And that's enough to mess up your concentration and your focus on the lap. And it could cause anywhere from a 10th to a second time difference in your lap.
Oh yeah, and actually, oh no, is that the Pube there that actually loses it on his flying lap? I noticed. Knight crosses the line. He sets a 124.4 on the soft tires there. So the slowest of the cars setting a time.
But Jamie is coming across the line here. Let's see what Jamie does.
He actually invalidated his time.
Front runners, he did. He invalidated his time. He goes from being one of the fastest guys in Q1 and Q2 to not being able to put a time in. He's gonna have now. We're gonna see Jamie book it around the track here and try to get back in. He's gonna try to change the tires and get back out. I don't know if he's gonna have enough time to do it.
Well,
it's
actually,
122, 124. He should have enough time to come back out.
But actually, I was gonna say he's on hot lap mix right now, from what I can see. So what if he, instead of trying to come back in and risk it for the biscuit with just timing it right, because it is a little sketchy, I honestly think he's just going around, just maybe if he invalidates his lap early enough. I do it all the time, where if I invalidate early enough in Sector 1, early Sector 2, just conserve the ERS and just run for another lap. It's not like the tires matter in Q3.
I think you're right, monkeys. Yeah, I think you're right, monkeys. He's going to go for it. He's in 5 on the ERS mode. As he comes down into Sector 3, he's going to go into 15, 16. Turn 15 here. I don't know if it's a good strategy. I mean, if the tires are gone, they're gone. But if we're talking about a regular qualifying session and you're starting the race on those tires. Now, if they're gone in Q3, that's fine, as he sits at 124.7 here. But if you're in a regular qualifying session, say a short qualifying session, and you have to take those tires to the race, not a good idea if you're just burning the rubber off those tires.
Oh, no. If you're in short qualifying, definitely not a bad idea. But in this particular qualifying instance, I honestly don't think Jamie 1 would have had enough time to go into the pits, change the tires, and do his out lap. So I think
you're right.
It was actually not a bad idea. And you know what? Yeah, it looks like
Biss was off. Biss Racing was off. He's in Sector 2, it looks like.
And Pubed is out there doing donuts here at the end of qualifying, from what I can see there.
Maybe trying to
intimidate.
Maybe trying to get a sense of the intimidate. Yeah, maybe the intimidation factor.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's trying to intimidate the pole sitter, his teammate, a little bit there. But yeah, he's going pretty slow, letting other drivers go through. But actually, oh, sorry. I
think we have a few other guys still on their last lap. 18 seconds left in Q3, but I think we've got a few guys on. I'm trying to scroll through. Who is that?
I honestly think
That's
everyone's...
Jamie. Jamie's on an in-lap. Jamie's got to be on an in-lap. There's
Yeah.
no way he's doing another time.
And there is actually something I want
was on a
to...
lap, though.
Yeah, but I think he finished his lap a little bit too late. There is something I noticed, though. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm noticing a direct correlation between drivers who went out early in this qualifying and set lap times early and, the start of the grid. Because Sweetcar 19 sitting on pole, that was his first time he set a 1:22.3. Is that Kush Biz Racing? They've been sitting up there ever since the start of Q3. But now looking at drivers like, Sophia, Knight, Jamie 1, and Scarlo we were talking about, they all set times late in this Q3 session. So...
You're exactly right, Monkeys. That's actually a good observation. I think they set their time. I don't think the rain was bad, or the track was as bad at the start of Q3 as it is now.
Oh no, I don't think it was anything like poor tire choice. I think all it was just, the track was a little bit more dry earlier on in qualifying, so you got a little bit of better grip.
I agree.
But
I agree. I think you're exactly right.
Yeah, but there you go. If I'm Scarlo now in that Haas, I'm kicking myself for that tire mishap, trying to go out on the hard tires. Because there we go. Now he is starting in that P10 spot, at least from what I can tell. I love seeing the is that Kush. It looks like he was actually running a bit of a tester lap on those intermediate tires, from what I can see, because he's rounding the final turn there. So
I don't think he's gonna be able to put a lap in here.
No, I don't think he got the lap in, but good on him for being aware. Saying, why not? Let's run a tester lap. We'll see what the pace is like.
Let's give it a go. Just see what happens. I mean, maybe the guys know something that we don't know. The report that I got from the guys was dry race. Maybe it's not going to be. We'll just have to see.
Yeah, I heard dry race too, but we'll find out soon enough. But yeah, after a bit of a wet Q3 session, we have our top 10 sorted. So Sucrow 19, he's starting on pole position. Where have we heard that before? But there we go. Izat in second. Biz Racing rounds out the top 3. Jer in fourth. A strong showing from the McLaren. Pubed in fifth. Carter in sixth. Sofian in seventh. Knight in eighth. Jamie 1 in ninth. And Scarlo rounds out the top 10. Oh man, this is gonna be exciting. I don't know what to expect for the race.
I think it's gonna be an exciting race. Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's dry. If it's wet, then all the more to the guys. We're gonna have some excitement in the race. But we've got an exciting top 10. Biz and Izat in top 3. That's a game changer. I mean, that's a good start to the season. If they can finish in the top 3. That's where they want to be at, and I interrupt that mesh that everyone's got going on right now. They want to have that team constructors championship in their eyesight as well.
Oh yeah, and I'll be honest with you, that at least on paper, I maybe it's because I don't know too much about Biz Racing, but I wasn't expecting too much from the McLaren team, at least on paper. But they've they went and showed me. They went and showed me in my thoughts. So you know what? I'm excited to see what they can do, and hopefully they can take it to Sweet Crown and Cubed in that Williams team, because I want to see a nice battle for the championship. I want to see the constructors battle. I don't want to see a driver pull a Lewis Hamilton and run away with it. But I guess we'll find out soon enough. It does look like it's going to be dry to start off the session, at least from what I can tell. It looks pretty dry, sunny, so, we do have quite a few laps to go through, so maybe we'll see some rain as the race goes on. It is on dynamic weather, as you might have noticed, and the full season is going to be on dynamic weather here for Season 2 in Tier 1, for those of you who were not aware. Another one of those rule changes that we made. But yeah, I'm excited.
A pretty big rule change, Monkey. Did anything change as far as the assist goes from Season 1 to Season 2? Are we looking at different assists for Season 2?
I think the assists stayed the same. To be completely honest, most of the races here in Tier 1 race on very limited assists anyways. I think all of them have the medium traction medium at the very least on the traction control. Of course, you can't have the game braking for you, so that's off. And I'm pretty sure ERS is defaulted to manual. I think I think in Tier 1 you are forced on manual gears as well, but for most of these drivers in ISRL, at least as a whole, in the higher tiers, it's not really much of an issue with the manual gears because most of them are already racing with the manual gears.
I hear you. So we're about to get started. I want to see if your predictions have changed from before qualifying to now. Have your predictions changed from before we started to now? I know Sweet Crown was up there as the light coming on. We're about to start the formation lap, but has anybody caught your eye and said, "Hey, I want to throw this guy into top 3, and I want to see him try to make the move for it"?
Honestly, Biz Racing caught my eye in qualifying. Like I mentioned a little bit earlier, at least to me, a little bit of an unknown. I wasn't too sure what to expect. I knew Izzat was very fast, but I wasn't too sure. I didn't know too much about Biz Racing, but he's gone and impressed me, and honestly, I'm going to expect a very good race from him. Especially starting with his teammate. Who knows, we might actually see a bit of a McLaren team move. So that way they can maybe work together past Sweet Crown early on and grow a gap. Especially with Pube starting in 5th, he's going to have a bit of a ways to go before he can actually catch up and maybe have that teamwork play into effect. Jer, I mean, Jer's fast and he's going to try to go up there. Any one of these, the top 6, the top 10, honestly, any one of these drivers really, like I said before, just throw a dart, pick one, and you could go on for hours about how good they are here at the game.
I think you're right, Monkeys. I agree with you. Biz Racing definitely a dark horse, and I did not expect him to be up there as he is. He's at P2, Sweet Crown P1, Jer P4. I think we're going to see these guys intermingle throughout the whole race. It's going to be interesting to see what the guys do. Anybody else? What about the bottom 5? And who do you think is going to stay in that same position?
Give me a second. I was just trying to get a little bit of, okay, interval. That's what I wanted, the tires. There we go. Okay, perfect. So I was just taking a look at the tires. Wow. I just noticed Jer, he's starting on the medium tires. So, yeah, Jer's on those medium tires, so already I might have to give a bit of an advantage to Jer, at least on the strategy-wise, early on, because he'll be able to go much longer than anybody else in this top 10. But actually, we'll see.
He's got to keep the pace up, though. I'm not sure what the time difference is between the mediums and the soft. We'll have to see. I'm going to let you take control of the start here as the lights are about to come on. But we'll have to see if he can keep pace with soft guys.
Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll find out soon enough as we're hearing the engines rev, waiting for the lights. We're getting a bit of the stream lag as we normally do, but we will be starting soon enough here from Melbourne. And there we go. We're up to 3 lights now, 4, 5 red lights. And they're off as we start Season 2 of the Tier 1 Grand Prix. The drivers racing down. Izzat Kush jumps into the lead early on. So try to go down and see if anything has happened. Looks like the drivers are getting very cleanly through the start of the race. But look at that. Izzat Kush takes creating a bit of a gap on Sweet Crown 19 to start off. Jer right behind Sweet Crown is. I'm trying to take a look and see lots of moves going on. Josh 2 and Pretzels battling it out for P12, P13 as they're very close. Here, what are you seeing at least on your end early on?
The only thing I'm seeing here, Monkeys, is Pube dropping 5 positions. He's in P10 right now. Not doing too bad. The Tier 1 guys have gotten off to a great start.
Oh no!
Nothing too
Blind Machine
serious.
and Gerdman.
What have you got?
Blind Machine and Gerdman looks like they got into a bit of a kerfuffle there as they're both stuck behind. We got a virtual safety car out probably for that incident. But let's take a look. Yeah, Gerdman looks like he took some
left wing is gone, Monkeys.
Yeah, and even for Blind Machine and Gerdman, looks like they took the same. Oh no! Kernman runs into the wall, and yep, there's his wing gone for good, as he's gonna have to pit.
Yeah.
Oh no, heartbreak for Gerdman. Had a bit of a struggle qualifying, and this is definitely not going to help him out, especially now that we're going back to green. So let's actually jump back to the start of the grid. Is that Kush, Sweetcrow 19? This is going to be a good battle here at Melbourne. Oh, a yellow flag in sector 3. It looked like that was Vito that maybe lost it right on the start there. But Biz Racing jumps into P3, passes Jer in that Renault car. So Biz Racing is going to try to book it to catch his teammate, maybe give him a bit of a hand in that battle against Sweetcrow 19. But yeah, wow.
He's got to do something early, Monkeys. He's got to get up there. He's got to get in the mix, and he's going to start messing with Sweetcrow. Yeah, he's got to give Izat that cushion and let Izat try to pull away. So we're looking to try to catch up with him and try to get in the mix.
Yeah, and that's he's gonna have to do that before Izat and Sweetcrow get away too far to the point where that gap is unable to be closed. You mentioned it early on, and I just noticed it there that Pube, he's all the way down to 9th. So not a good start from him. I'm not too sure what happened. Oh my goodness, is that catastrophic? It looks like he has having a bit of trouble on track. Maybe he lost it a little bit in that fast section. In one of the fast sections. Oh my goodness, Gernman, I think it looks like he just got passed at the back on those hard tires by Blin Machine. Wait, hang on, is that Josh?
He did switch to the hard, so he's going to have to warm things up. We're not ready to go yet. It's going to take a lap to get the hard warmed up.
Yeah, but quickly, I want to jump with Sweetcrow 19. He's getting very close to Izat. He's not going to make a move down the start-finish straight. But the gap only at 0.3, so we could expect I could expect Sweetcrow 19 to make a move any second now. But you know, with Izat and Sweetcrow fighting, that's maybe some good news for Blin Machine, or sorry, not Blin Machine, Biz Racing, who's trying to catch up to them, but he's still gonna have to fend off Jer, who's less than a second behind him.
Jer is behind now. We have Soviet in P5. Carter left it 3/10 behind him. He's got to deal with Carter here, and 9th right behind him. So from P5 to P8, we have the guys tightly wound up here. We're going to see a lot of action today, I think, Monkeys. What do you think?
Oh yeah, definitely going to be a lot of action. I'm actually keeping an eye on that battle between Sophion, Carter, and Knight. Carter actually gets very close to Sophion. Only 2/10, and Knight is actually right behind him. Knight actually thought about making a move, trying to catch Carter snapping a little bit, but thought a little bit better. Maybe saw my incident in the Tier 2 race there and realized, okay, maybe not the best spot to make a move, especially early on in the Grand Prix.
Yeah, that could be it. So we are in race 1, Monkeys. Yeah, so guys have got to get through this craze, get warmed up, get used to the new race rules, get used to the new settings, used to the new driver changes and the team changes. And he's got to watch out for Jamie. As Jamie makes a move, no, it was Carter. He's gonna make a move.
Oh, look at
Carter,
that! Knight actually makes a move on Carter, and while we were busy talking about that, I noticed it quickly, and I jumped to it for the stream. Sweetcrow for first here. Oh, Sweetcrow finally on Carter.
6/10 lead. I mean, passed him and then said, "I'm gone." Not you know, went by and just stayed there, passed him and said, "Okay, I'm leaving."
Well, that's the thing, but we'll see, because Izat has his teammate Biz behind him, so maybe maybe we'll see a bit of a split stream, a bit of a split stream teamwork move by the McLaren team to try to keep up with Sweetcrow and maybe catch him. But yeah, Jer, he's still trying to he's keeping oh my goodness, Biz Racing honest. I don't know, I keep trying to call him Blin Machine, but I'm gonna get it right before the end of the race, I hope. Josh too makes a move on Scar Low right in the last few turns of the lap there. So Josh too jumps into 10th early on in the race.
Still tight here from P5 to P8 here, Monkey. The guys are so close together here. Cube is making a jump He's actually 3/10 off Jamie. He's getting very close. The guys are very tight here in the second half of the field.
Yeah, I mean, it's starting to become a bit of a train now behind Sophian, from P5 all the way down to, P9, and, I'm sure before we know it, even P10, Josh too might join into this train here. But yeah, nice little battle, and, P5 to P9 is pretty much anyone's game between the two Mercedes, the Williams, the Red Bull, and that Ferrari car.
Something's going on with Gurman here. Monkeys. He's not having a good go up. I think he's on AI right now. He did hit the wall just now. He's missing a right end plate. Something's not right with that car here, Monkeys. He's not having a good go of it.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Could be the setup for Gerdman. Maybe didn't quite have a setup that was too optimized for the track here. Maybe it's that Red Bull car just not feeling it this week. But that's that's very unfortunate for Gerdman. I was expecting a lot out of him in the start of season 2. I know he was excited to come racing with us again for the start of season 2, but I've had those weeks myself, and I'm sure you've had them too, where sometimes the car just doesn't feel it. It's like, well, it's the same setup I've used for weeks and weeks on end, but, for some reason today the car just, it's not feeling the same.
Yeah, it just doesn't want to do it. So, bad luck for Gurman. I'm sorry that he's having such a bad day. I had a bad day earlier as well. I think you had a good race, but guys in Tier 1, it takes a different type of racing mind to get around in Tier 1. Any of the other tiers, the guys are so close together, and close together for 80% of the race. It's not that they're getting spread out, they're close together for 80% of the race.
Oh yeah, sorry, it's a little bit in awe of that really nice camera angle I got there as the car's going around that fast left-right hander there. But I'm actually on board. Oh, hang on, Carter very close to his teammate, and Pube looks like he wants to join in there too. I actually thought there was going to be a move. And yeah, there we go. Gernman, he's had enough of the car. As we were talking about, if he decides to he DNFs now out of the race, we've got a virtual safety car.
They're coming into the pits here, Monkeys. So P5, Sophie came in, Knight came in, Pete came in, Scarlet came in. They're all in on the virtual safety car. We're gonna have to see how this turns out.
Yeah, we'll see. This could turn the race on its head. But the likes of Sucrow 19, Izzat, and Biz Racing, even Jer, Josh, and Mr. Cool, Scarlo, Pretzels, still lots of drivers who decide to stay out. Maybe they were past the point of pitting on that virtual safety car.
Yeah, I think you're right, Monkey. P1 through P4, they've already passed the point that they did not pit. The guys from P5 to P8, we've got Josh, Mr. Cool, Carlo, and Pretzels did not pit, so they jumped up at least 6 places. Carlo jumped up 3 places. We're gonna have to see what that does as they go back to green here.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens there. Let's see, lots of drivers going on the hard tires. A few of them going on the Jamie won. He decided to go with the mediums. But the likes of Knight, Sophian, Pubed, and Carter, they all went on the hards. So honestly, do you think the hards will make it to the end of the race?
Lap 7, Monkeys. I mean, the mediums are supposed to go anywhere from 15 to 18. The softs go all the way up to about 10, 11, 12 laps, something like that. So it's very possible that you get these hards going on. But what I think is going on in their heads is they're thinking that another safety car is going to happen, and then they're going to be able to switch back to the hards if you're on the race.
Well, yeah, and that's the other thing too. Even if you're on the hards now, if another safety car happens late in this race, then you can jump back on the softs and get that really quick last stint. But even then, 22 laps on the hard tires. It's not crazy to think, especially if the medium tires can make it 15. But here we go. Knight looking to make a move on Vito. Gets very, very close. Vito actually goes wide. So that gives Knight a bit of an easy P10. Unfortunate for Vito, but there we go. We see the move happen. Now Jamie 1, he's putting pressure on Vito. Will he be able to make a move? He throws it down the inside. Looked like there was at least a bit of contact. Oh no, Jamie 1, he's into the wall, and that's his race. Heartbreak for Jamie 1. I thought he had the move in the bag. But just like that, that's the end of Jamie 1's race. Maybe a bit of a commentator's curse on my end, because I kept talking about how I was expecting so many good things from him. But yeah, so that's
maybe too early on the mediums there, Monkeys. Tried to turn it up a little too fast there. It could have just been he tried to get on him a little too early. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Even then, like, he was down the inside. So, you know, when you make that move down the inside there, you're really trying to get as much traction as you can. Maybe in the heat of the moment, just, you know, just put a little bit too much gas into the back of the car on that, on a bit of a lower gear. Lost the back end a little bit. At least that's what it looked like from what I could see on stream. He just kind of lost the back end and oversteered.
3-second time penalty for multiple warnings under the safety car, and then Pretzel's picked a 5-second time penalty for speeding into the pit lane. That's going to play a huge role as he's down in the P12 right now.
Oh no, that's very unfortunate for him for that 5-second time penalty. But yeah, so now if you pit under that virtual safety car just a few laps ago, are you? You know, if you were on the racetrack, are you now wishing, like, darn, I wish I would have waited to think that, it doesn't matter, and that there's
Absolutely. I mean, if you were to know that the safety car was going to come to later, you would have hoped that you would have stayed out. I mean, they did gain the track position, right? So, like, Sophie and Knight, Biz, they did gain that track position, so they did get the positions up, but they are on two-lap older tires as opposed to the guys that are hitting now.
Yeah, but I don't know if the 2 laps are going to make... I mean, if you're going to the end of the race, then yeah, maybe the 2 laps will actually make the difference. The 20-lap-old hards versus the 22-lap-olds. But if we do see another incident, it might not matter too much. They do get the track position. I think before this whole pit stop, they're basically right around where they were. But Mr. Cool and Josh too, they haven't pit yet. So that actually puts us, you know, drivers like Sophion and Knight, they're in a net P4 and P5, I believe. If you know, once Josh 2 and Mr. Cool pit off of those 8-lap-old medium tires.
Yeah, and then we've got Sweet Crown and Ezat. We've got Jared. I mean, they did stop. What did they go in here? They did go into the hards. They're trying to make it to the end. I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're going to see in the safety car here towards the end of the race, maybe in the middle of the race. We're on lap 10 of 29 as the guy catching up to the field here. So it just throws your strategy off. Yeah, you come into Australia and you're thinking, okay, I'm going to go soft 11, 12 laps, and then I'm going to go mediums the rest of the race. Now we've got 2 safety cars. We've had a virtual safety car. We've had a safety car. It just throws everything off.
Oh, yeah.
Josh and Mr. Cruel, maybe not a good idea to stay out on the mediums and gain that track position. I think I would have come in and pit like everyone else did.
Yeah, but who knows? Maybe they think they can get the run. You know, maybe they think they can get a good run off the start on those medium tires compared to everybody else who might be on the colder, hard tires. One thing I do want to...
It's a faster compound, right?
Yeah, it's a faster compound. I mean, if they can go 15 laps, and that's still a decent 6, you know, maybe 6 laps of pace you might have on those medium tires. While, I mean, even, you know, you're not going too quick around the, you know, around the course on the safety car. So maybe those hard tires might, even once the race starts, it might take a bit longer than those medium tires to even, you know, get to that optimal heating to the point where they can actually run where they, you know, where we can see the true pace.
Now, I mean, they did stay, and they are on the mediums.
Oh, no.
Sweet Crown and Ezat are on the hards. But let's talk about the difference in pace. Yeah, so Josh and Mr. Cruel, they were down lower into the race start, into their positions at the start of the race, which means that they qualified a little bit lower down. So we're gonna need that. We know they have pace. So can they make the pace work with the hard tires and keep up with the mediums?
Yeah, that's I do think Sweet Crown can probably keep up the pace. Is that too? I was gonna mention this. I just noticed this not too long ago. Over the kerfuffle with the pits, it looks like Jer actually jumped Biz Racing in the pits there. 'Cause I didn't see the move on track, and last I saw, I thought it was a McLaren 2-3 behind Sweet Crown. I don't remember Jared making the move on track, but either way, he's ahead of Biz Racing now in the safety car. But you know,
I don't either. It looks like it's lost five positions in the pits.
Yeah, but it does look like okay, no, the laps are similar.
So you're right. Yeah, you're right, Monkey. He had to have lost it in the pit. So if he was there in Jer, he's actually lost to Sofian and Knight.
Yeah,
and
but
he's all the way down there.
Oh yeah, and Sofian and Knight actually pit the 2 laps before, so it seemed like maybe Jer's pace on that in lap. I'm not too sure what happened there. Maybe Biz Racing got held up in the pits from other drivers there, which made him lose time. But yeah, now Jer is in a net P3, and he has Sofian and Knight as a bit of a cushion there behind Biz Racing, who is battling early on. Honestly, I think the safety car is probably going to come in this lap, so we'll find out hopefully soon enough what's going to happen. I did notice Knight actually took a 10-second time penalty about a lap ago now for cutting the corner, and yep, there we go. Safety car is in this lap. But yeah, unfortunate for Knight that he's going to have this, a 10 seconds added to his time.
Very unfortunate, Monkeys. Just not the way you want to go about it. But Josh and Mr. Cool, 10-lap old medium at the start of the safety car restart. I don't know that I would want to be in this position. You've got these headhunters behind. Sweet Crown need that on 2-lap old mediums. The tires got to be warmed up by now. If they keep going on the way that they're going, it's just a matter of time before they have to come in and they have to pit. They're sticking with their strategy, which I commend, but I don't know how it's going to go. Here we go. We're about to restart.
Yeah, and look at that. Sweet Car 19 already all up into the back of Mr. Cool, and it looks like he might actually get that move. Oh, no, he thought about it, but yeah, I'm with you on that. If I'm Josh Toon, Mr. Cool, I'm not in a good spot, because now they're 11-lap old tires, and you've got, yeah, look at that. Sweet Car 19, oh my goodness, look at the pace he has on those hard tires. Already up into P2. Izzat's kind of fallen off a little bit on this restart, but yeah, Sweet Car 19 already up into P2, and he's going to challenge for P1 in a little bit there.
Yeah, he's got to make the move here. He can't stick back. He can't stay behind Mr. Cool. He's got to make this move. He has to get around. He can't let Sweet Crown get away from him too bad.
Oh, no, he definitely can, because once, as we've seen in the past, once Sweet Crown gets away and gets into that clean air, then he's gone. And for a driver like Sweet Crown 19, he probably doesn't have to pit again if he, unless there's another safety car or virtual safety car and he's in the right timing. I honestly don't think Sweet Crown 19 is going to pit off of these hard tires.
No, I think you're right. He's tried to make a move there on Mr. Cool, and it let Jared catch up to him. He's going to have to get this done. Jared's on the same lap old tires that Izzat's on, but Izzat has got to make this move happen sooner than later.
Oh yeah, and I'll be riding with Jer right now just to see if he's actually going to make a move on Izzat. There's no DRS just yet since we just restarted, so thankfully for Izzat, he doesn't have to worry about that. Maybe it would have been nice for him, though, to close up the gap on Mr. Cool, Mr. Cool, he's got a 1.5 second gap, but holy moly, yellow flag in Sector 1, it looks like that was the deck. Yeah, I think the deck might have lost it into the first turn, maybe clipped a curb a little bit too far. What happened here, Mr. Cool? Or Pretzels, he's off a little bit. Mr. Cool, he falls all the way down.
Oh, he's all the way down. What's happened to him?
He's trying to go up and see, but I completely missed it. But Mr. Cool falls all the way down to 17th. So those 12-lap old tires didn't work out for him. Maybe hindsight, he should have. He should have pit. Josh, too, is actually being pressured immensely by Sweet Crown 19 for the lead. And
that's the one I'm watching, monkeys. That's the one I'm watching. I'm watching Sweet Crown and I'm watching Josh, too. Sweet Crown's just trying to wait on him. I think Sweet Crown knows he's got to pit soon. So all he's doing is he's just waiting. He knows Josh has to pit. He's just making sure he waits for the right time. If he can make the pass work, he's going to do it. Which looks like he's going to do down into turn 1 area.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Josh pushes him. Josh is going to push him on the inside. They go back to the outside. Sweet Crown's going to get it done on the inside. And then they do switch back. And it's complete. Sweet Crown back in front with 5-lap-old hard tires. Izat's got to catch up here.
Yeah, and I was going to say, Izat, through all of that, the gap has grown to nearly 3 seconds now between Sweet Crown and Izat. So yeah, Izat definitely going to have to get a move on. Here, let's take a look. Okay, so he's got some ERS. Hasn't used it too much, around 70% for Izat. But yeah, closing the gap. It's down to 2.6 now, but he's really going to have to get a move on. Biz Racing, he's right up behind Knight, only 2/10 behind. So we might actually see Biz Racing make a move. He is very fast, as we've seen, so I would not be surprised. Pubed, on the other hand, he's about to make a move on Sofian too. So we've got a nice little midfield battle from Knight, Biz Racing, Sofian, Pubed. This whole P5 to P8, it's a nice little battle we've got, little 4 cars.
Not the usual Austria GP we usually see, monkeys. I mean, it looks like the top 14 guys on the hard tires. So this car's definitely changed the strategy of everyone here and messed with everyone's tire pick as they come into turn 1 here. But it's just, the safety car comes out, now they're on the hards, no mediums, but I've got to think that the safety car comes out again, we're going to see the guys go to mediums or the softs.
Oh yeah, the safety car comes out again, 100%. They're going to get off these hard tires, just because unless you have to, the hard tires really aren't worth it. I don't think so. I'm still keeping an eye on this nice little 5-car battle for between Knight and Carter now. Because it's really nice to see. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 1 and Sector 2. It looks like that was Pretzels, who's falling down the order. Very unfortunate for him. Oh yeah, and he's having a bit of difficulty. He lost the car a little bit. There we go. He's back on track now, but it's taking a bit of a tumble.
Looks like the whole right side of the wing there, monkeys, is on. He's gonna have to pit. I don't believe he's gonna be able to get around the track this way.
Oh, he definitely will, but holy moly, I'm looking at Pube now. He made a move on Sofian before. Can he get the move on Biz Racing done? They're side by side. No, he doesn't get the move, but Sofian actually, he's putting a bit of pressure. Pube's still trying to make a move on Biz Racing, but it's gonna calm down for now. But it was almost a really nice double overtake by Pube. Here on lap 16, he was almost up into P6, but through all of that, Knight can create a bit of a gap, I guess.
Needs to. Knight needs to get away here. He's got to let these guys battle. Now, when Pube catches this, it's going to create a little bit of a gap. Sofian is trying to make a move on Pube.
Yeah, and Biz Racing, I was trying to make a move on Knight.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. It does the same thing.
Holy moly, what action we have here for the battle between P5 and P7. Will this end? God, I hope not. Yeah, Josh too. I noticed that there he's in second. He's on those 15-lap-old medium tires. He still has not pit yet. Biz Racing, oh my goodness, he goes around the outside, takes the long way around of ISRL Knight, and jumps into P5. What
an amazing move, monkeys. What an amazing move. Knight's coming back, though. Knight is coming back. Here he comes.
Oh, my goodness.
He's not gonna get it done.
No, I don't think he's going to get it done, but we'll see. He has DRS on the move. I had to quickly jump to Carter, because Carter jumped Pube, so Pube is back down to 9th. So what is going on with this 5-car battle?
Something wrong with Pube there. Maybe a mistake in 11 and 12, in terms of 11 and 12 there, monkeys. But we're definitely going to see if you can come back up here. I'm going to go back up to Knight. As Biz is starting to grow a distance between him and Knight, so the gap is now 9/10 of a second. Sofian 2/10 of a second behind Knight. Knight's got to get a move on here.
Yeah, and even Pube is falling back a little bit. I'm quickly jumping to him. It doesn't look like he has wing damage from what I can tell. So I think he's just maybe slowing down a little bit on pace. But yeah, Carter's still very close to Sofia and very close to Knight. Yeah, but Knight, Biz Racing did create a bit of a gap now on Knight. So we can see the pace difference between that McLaren and that Red Bull car. But Knight's going to have to watch out because Sofia is still keeping him honest. And honestly, he thinks about...
I'm going to look up here, monkeys, as Izati, or Izat is 3/10 off of Josh now. He's getting closer and closer. He's going to have the DRS coming out turn 12 here. They're going down into it. I think his DRS is open now. I don't think he's going to have enough going into 13. He's not. We're going to have to wait till the front stretch to see if he can make the move.
Yeah, we'll have to see. We're going to have to watch out for the back marker, too, as it looks like there was a Toro Rosso. Maybe that was Pretzels. That kind of went off a little bit. Sucrow 19's right up close to him. Okay, thankfully we do have the ghosting on for the back markers, but we'll have to see if Izat Kush with the DRS, will he be able to make the move on Josh 2? Josh 2's tires are 17 laps old. They got to be screaming at him. And I know
I don't know how he's doing it, monkeys. I have no idea how he's making these tires laps. Here goes Izat.
Oh, there we go. Izat going down the inside. It's going to become the outside, but I think he's going to have the traction. We're going to find out. There we go. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it just killed him in turn 3 there as he goes around 5. Here they come into turn 6 and 7. Izat's going to have this move in the bag. I don't think Josh can do anything about it as we have a yellow flag.
Oh no, Biz Racing is out! Holy!
Oh no!
And that's Biz Racing is out, and that's a safety car. Oh my God, Josh 2 is probably screaming for joy wherever he is.
Oh, Cole bangs into the deck, and I think it's gonna hurt his wing as they were trying to go around Biz. He did. He hurt the whole right side of his wing when he ran into the deck. What is this gonna do to the tire strategy? They can come in for softs here, monkeys.
Yeah, they can come in for softs, but like, think about this. You're Josh 2. You were struggling on those 17-lap-old medium tires. Now all of a sudden you've got a full safety car out.
He's got to come in.
He's got his free pit stop.
Yeah, he has to come in. And he does. He comes in. And I think Izat is in as well. And Sweet Crown's in as well. They're all 3 in. Well, they're going to go on the softs.
Oh, yeah. You'd be silly not to come in at this point.
Yeah, they have to come. Yeah.
You're going to have less than 10 laps left by the time the safety car
to me,
comes back out.
It said Sweet Crown came out on the mediums there, monkeys. I don't know what it says for you, but to me it said Sweet Crown came out on the mediums.
Yep, Sweet Crown on the mediums. Izat on the mediums. Josh 2 on the softs. Jer on the mediums.
What a lucky pit stop for Josh, yeah? Josh comes out on the softs. What a lucky safety car for Josh.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like he basically got his one free pit stop, and like I think 30 seconds before the safety car, I was about to mention before all of this kerfuffle happened, that Josh 2, who was formerly on those 17-lap-old medium tires, they were probably screaming at him, and he was hoping for, well, exactly this. So wow, a bit of a turning point here.
The Ferrari team has flip-flop, monkeys. Now, Josh was on the mediums, he was on 17-lap-old mediums. Now look where Sophian's at. Sophian is on 12-lap-old hards. And they've kind of flip-flopped the situation here as where Josh was. Now Sophian's in that position where he's in front, Sweet Crown is behind, Izat is behind, Josh is behind. They're all on fresh tires. Now, we're going to have to see if we can get some team winners or if Ferrari is going to pass down the word for Sophian to kind of hold up Sweet Crown and Izat and get Josh on the move.
Yeah, and like I don't know if Sophian doesn't have any any better tire choice right now, but staying out on those hard tires, he's the only driver who hasn't pit under the safety car, I don't think, other than drivers who they pit a few laps beforehand. But if you're Sophian on those hard tires, I mean, especially if you have the stream open, but even so, I'd be a little bit worried. Kind of similar thing as to what happened with Josh 2 and Mr. Cool, that you've got all these drivers behind you on the very fresh and now faster tires, and here you are on 12-lap-old hard tires. Now,
I don't see it working.
yeah, I don't know why he pit. I don't know why he didn't pit
at all. Yeah, he should have pit. I mean, he was top 5 when the safety car came out. I don't see this working. He should have pit, and he should have gotten fresh tires. He could go all the way down to, let's say, P7, P8 by the time this is done with, just because the guys behind him have got the fresh mediums and softs.
Oh yeah, and that's like even, you know, maybe even down to P9 if Blid Machine actually keeps up the pace. But we'll have to see with these last 9 laps, and it's gonna make for an exciting end of the race, that's for sure.
It's definitely make an exciting race. So Sophion stayed on the hards, didn't 6 positions up, so he is in P1 right now. Sweetcrown lost the position, Ezat lost the position. Josh gained 7 spots after that from the start. Not from where he was before, but from the start he did gain 7 positions. We've got Jaron P5. And it looks like the guys may be starting a lap here if the last car, I believe it's Pretzels. If Pretzels can catch up, they may start it here before sector 3. We've got Knight in P6, Carter in P7, Cubed in P8, Blindgene in P10 or P9 with soft tires. What do you think, Monkeys? Do you think the soft tires are going to make a difference here at the end?
It's hard to say. I know it, like, from what I was in the Tier 2 race, the soft tires definitely did make it to the end on 10 laps, as the safety car is actually coming in this lap. But the thing is, like, what's the pace going to be on those soft tires at lap 27, lap 28, lap 29? Especially with the restart, lots of drivers are going to be pushing. So, oh no, Jer actually took a 5-second time penalty there right before the restart. But yeah, you're going to be pushing on those soft tires. So you might not have enough grip to last to the end of the race. But we're going to find out soon enough, as here we go on the restart.
Yes, Sophion tried to jump the start there, Monkeys, but I don't think it was enough. Sweetcrown caught him, and he did not let go.
Yeah, I don't know who Pinhead is. Not like he can do much to join at this point anyways, but here we go. Sweetcrown 19 down the inside, doesn't waste too much time, and he very easily makes the move. As Tommy elsewhere on the track doesn't have as good a restart as he was hoping for. He falls down to P17 after a bit of an incident in the first few turns. But yeah, Sweetcrown 19 all the way up into first already. And now here we go. Is that he's going to try to make a move on Sophia, and so those staying on the hards definitely not working. But actually keeps second.
He's got to get it done, Monkeys. He has got to get it done. Here comes Josh. Josh is on the sauce. He's got to get back here.
Yeah, Josh has the advantage. Is that Kush is going to have to get a move on and pass Sophion if he even wants to close the gap on Sweetcrown, but he's going to have to watch out for Sophion's teammate Josh too on those soft tires, because if he's not careful, then Josh is going to catch him napping and make the move right from under his nose. But we'll have to see. Mr. Cool takes a 3-second time penalty along the way. But yeah, it looks like the gap is growing between the top 4 and the rest of the grid. But yeah, Sweetcrown 19 too. He's already up to a 2-second gap, and he actually sets the fastest lap. Oh my gosh!
I was just getting to that, Monkeys. He just did a 124 fastest lap. They're gonna get the extra point unless somebody else does it in the top 10. He's has to get around. He's stuck between the 2 Ferraris. You've got to think that something's going on with the team orders here at Ferrari. Something's going on here. I mean, I haven't seen Sophie on block or good in the middle of the track here at all. He's just having a hard time getting around.
And that's, oh my goodness, the deck in the wall facing the wrong way on the circuit. So unfortunate for the deck here on lap 22. He loses it there. Doesn't take any wing damage, but definitely sets him back.
He's on the inside to come out of it.
Yeah, there we go. Is that Kush?
Now, gonna let Josh go.
Yeah, Izad Kush down the inside. Looks like he is able to finally make the move relatively easily. Josh too, he's trying to get past his teammate, but I don't think his teammate's going to make it easy. But hopefully they do, because Knight thinks about
holding him up, and Knight picks up. Yeah, you're right, Monkeys. And all of this is going on. Knight caught up.
Yeah, so Knight caught up. So you know what? If you're Josh too, you kind of need a bit of awareness to realize that, okay, I'm not competing for this podium. I'm not going to have the pace to go to the end. Maybe I should, do the team move, let Josh 2 by on those soft tires, and maybe switch to a bit more of a defending job just to hold back Knight far enough to let Josh 2 create a gap.
Yeah, if they don't do it now, Knight's going to pass both of them if they're not careful. They're battling. I would have thought that Ferrari would do something about this. Now, here comes Josh. Now, he can't get it done. Sophian is fighting for that podium spot. He's not going to let Josh have it. Just easy peasy. Yeah, he's just fighting for it.
Doesn't look like it. I want to quickly jump to Pube, because Pube and Jer are having a battle a little bit further down for P6. And it looks like Carter's caught into that battle, or Blind Machine, sorry, is in that battle too with them.
Jer went wide.
Yeah, so Jer went wide, and it almost looks like they're going to be 2-3 wide now. But oh my goodness, Blind Machine making a move on Pube. This is very. Oh no, what happened there to Blind Machine? Oh no, he spins. And he's blocking the track, gets out of the way. Thankfully, doesn't take anybody else with him.
I don't know if Pube got into him or if Blind came into Pube. We'll have to see the replays after, but...
Because I caught it on stream. I caught it on stream. While all that was happening, Josh 2 finally gets past Sophian to go chase down Izat and Sweet Crown. But yeah, now Sophian's going to have to... battle Knight now, probably sooner rather than later. Yeah, Knight is right behind him.
He has a chance.
But
I don't think he has a chance here, Monkey.
No, I don't think. I think Sophian made a bit of a mistake for him of not pitting, and I think Knight might get the move pretty easily to go up into P4. Here we go, Mr. Cool.
He has to do it soon because here comes Pube.
Yeah, here comes Pube. I quickly jumped to Mr. Cool. He goes wide, but he was quickly battling with Carter, and it looks like he is able to keep it in P8. But here we go. Nice little battle. Whole flock of cars here duking it out. What is going on with Mr. Cool's lines, though? Catastrophic jumps up into P9, passes Carter. Holy moly, majestic Formula 1 cars racing down the track late in the race.
I'm pretty sure he's looking in the mirror.
Oh, what happened?
And he's just,
whoa!
Oh no!
Pretzels! Pretzels spins!
Pretzels again around!
Heartbreak for Pretzels once again!
He just gets out of the way for Scar Logan.
But I can't...
Just a horrible day for Pretzels today.
Horrible day, but I can't keep up for too long because Mr. Cool and Carter are still battling it out. There's a bit of contact between Carter and Mr. Cool. Carter up into P9. But very almost forcefully says, no, this is mine. Bad, Mr. Cool. I want that. But here we go. Carter into P9. Catastrophic finally gets a bit of a gap. But not too much.
Pute called Knight, Monkeys. Pute has called Knight.
Oh my goodness.
He did not have DRS going out of turn 2. But I think it's going to happen. And they're catching Sophian. I don't know why Knight has not passed Sophian yet. That move should have been done a lap ago. I'm not sure what's going on with it, but Pute has.
But Knight,
now Knight's on the defensive.
Yeah, Knight's running. I think he was running a little bit low on ERS. He's only down to 35%. So maybe he didn't have enough juice in the tank to make the move done. The deck passes Mr. Cool. But I think Mr. Cool probably made a bit of a mistake there along the way. But I'm trying to keep an eye on all these small little gaps because Vito and Carter, they're now battling it out for P9 and P10. Stunik is there. What happened?
Pube got loose coming out of the right turn there. I mean, he did keep it on track. He did get loose. He lost a lot of time.
Oh, what happened? Oh no, Josh 2 is out.
Oh no!
Josh 2 is out on lap 25.
Sophian's back to the podium.
Oh my goodness, what happened? And Mr. Cool is out. What happened to Mr. Cool?
On soft tires. What's happened here?
Mr. Cool, he's into the wall. Right on that little the right left before this little fast section there.
Yeah, right.
Oh my goodness.
The second chicane there, what a disaster. No safety car.
Nope, no safety car. I think we're
right up to the next bumper of Sophion. He's got to get this done. Putin's right behind him. They're burning ERS. Sophion's got nothing left.
Yeah, Sophion's got nothing left. Here we go. Vito. Oh my goodness. Vito and Carter battling it out. Vito does make the move up into P8 after going outside. Oh no, he clips the curb. Carter is able to get back up into P8, but maybe not for long because they're almost side by side. No, Carter does keep the position, but late in the race, nice heads-up play by Carter and Vito. But they're gonna have to watch out because now Stunek is battling it out, and you know this is for the last points-paying position. The difference between 8 and 10 is a pretty big one.
Here comes Pube. Here comes Pube, monkeys. He's going
there we go. Makes the move on Knight. But Pube actually...
getting away. He's going to go around the outside here. He's going to hold it. He held it.
Yeah, but Knight is still keeping the room. We got a great view. Oh my goodness. Pube actually gets the better traction. But Knight tries to switchback move. They're side by side. There's a bit of contact. Oh, and there we go. It looks like Knight is able to keep the move on traction. But yeah, Pube actually, he's very low on ERS, only down to 8%. Knight up to 23, so not better. Pube, he's going to try to throw it down the inside to get the move done again, but gets almost bullied out. I do not know. I have no idea how they got through there. But, yeah, Pube is not giving up. There's a bit of bad blood, I do want to say. Just squeeze this in here a little bit for the storyline. There's a bit of bad blood between Pube and Knight. Ever since that incident in Monaco. Check out the, we caught it on stream, so check out the stream after the race, of course, if you want to get a bit of an idea on that. But there we go. Pube makes the move stick. Up into P4 goes Pube. I want to keep an eye... Sorry?
I don't think Knight's done.
Oh no!
I think Knight's, he's coming back. I don't think he's done at all.
No, Knight's not done. I'm keeping an eye on it, but I didn't want to jump to Vito because Vito and Carter, they're still battling it out later on. They're side by side. There looked like there might have been a bit of contact there, but not the best angle. But Carter does keep that position in P8. At least for now. So just for the downtime between Knight and Pube's battle, I'm keeping an eye on this gap. Vito only well, he was 3 seconds, but it looks like he doesn't get too good of an exit. So now he's going to have to watch out for Stunek, as he might try to make a move down the inside. Oh, no, it's not going to work. But
Pube got loose, monkeys. Pube got loose. Here comes Monkey. Here comes Knight. They're coming down the front stretch. Pube got so loose, turn 16. Yeah, here he comes. He got the DRS. I don't think he's got enough on him. He got so loose. He was completely sideways coming out of the last turn.
But we'll see now on lap 28 of the 29, we're catching Sophion too. Oh, Pube gets loose again with the onboard from Knight. But we'll see Sophion is going to come into play here on the last lap in this battle for what is going to be P3, I think, before this race is done. Sweet Crown is at Kush. I'm sorry if there's fans of them in the stream, but I think the positions are probably pretty solidified at this point. Barring something crazy happening.
Pretzels does a fastest lap. He did a 1:22.9. He's out of the top 10. But I think with the rule set, he's getting the fastest lap point.
Yeah, maybe. I think so, honestly. I'm going to have to quickly jump to Vito and Carter because Vito is just so close. In this spot where you've seen overtakes happen left, right, and center. Stunek is still sniffing there, waiting for his time to make a move. We'll see. It looks like we're getting through cleanly in this fast portion, but Vito and Stunek have the DRS. But no, nothing changes now, so we're going to go on to the final lap in that battle with Carter in 8th, Vito in 9th. Oh, Pube has caught Sophion, so let's see. Knight is kind of falling off a little bit, maybe conserving ERS, but he's at the point now where he's going to have to push. We're on to the last lap now. Pube trying to get that last podium position. Sophion, he's on 22 lap old hard tires.
How is he doing it, monkeys? How is he going 22 laps on these tires?
I swear, I don't care what other people are gonna have to say. If Sophion can get a podium on those 22 lap old hard tires, pulling a safety car one stop out of his out of his behind, definitely driver of the day candidate for Sophion. But
that's my vote, monkeys. That's my vote.
Yeah.
22 lap old hards. If he makes this last, how in the world did he keep this up?
Yeah, I mean, a bit of luck, a bit of skill, maybe some concentrated power of will. I'm not gonna go further than that, just just in case some not looking to get us taken out for copyright. But here we go. Oh my goodness, Pubden is so close to Sophion. We'll give the onboard around these last few.
Going into the left right, so he did have a 3-second time penalty. I don't know what Sophion had. He's so close. He's going to push in the turn 16. I don't think it's going to happen.
No.
Sophion's going to go to the finish line on 22 lap old hearts and come in P3 and finish on the podium.
Wow, look at that. Yeah, so Sophion finishing on the podium. What a race. Pubden fourth. There we go. Jaren P5. Knight, I think, is going to fall down the order a little bit. Maybe settle in P6. No, down into... Oh my goodness, Knight is just falling all the way down the order.
It's still going.
Yeah, he took lots of penalties, it seemed like. But looks like he's able to settle for that last points-paying position. But what a race we had. Sweet Crown 19, he takes the victory. So a strong start from him to start Season 2. Izat coming into P2, very, very strong showing from Izat. But, oh my gosh.
I'm happy, Monkeys. First race to the second season, I'm happy.
Oh, yeah. You? Oh, I'm extremely happy. I was expecting a lot for the first race of Season 2. We definitely delivered, and honestly even over-delivered, at least from what I was expecting here. So if this is anything to go off of what we should expect for the rest of the Season 2, you're definitely not going to want to miss any of the races, especially with this shortened season.
No, and the guys are just going to keep getting more and more enthusiastic as the season goes on.
Oh yeah, and we can see all the penalties here at the end of it. But yeah, there we go. Sweet Crown 19, he takes the win. Izat in second. Sophion rounds out the podium, sitting in third. Pubed in fourth. Jaren fifth. Catastrophic in sixth. The Deck in seventh. Carter in eighth. Vito in ninth. And Knight, after falling down the order due to 22 seconds in time penalties, rounds out the top 10. So there we go. We'll scroll down just to show everybody else the rest of the order there. But yeah, what a race. I do definitely think that, like we were saying, Sophion, candidate for driver of the day. Solid one stop from him, and to finish on the podium, I'm really happy for him.
It takes skill. It takes a lot of skill to be able to take the parts around Australia 22 laps and keep the pace. This feud was coming very, very hard. I mean, he tried everything he could to get around. Not sure if we're going to have any interviews here, but I would love to see what happened and how Sophion done it.
Yeah, well, actually, Sophion has a microphone. We can see if we can get him in for an interview here on the post race. Let's see. I haven't been able to organize too much in terms of the interview for the post race. Have you heard anything in regards to that?
I haven't. I know that Tier 2 has some interviews. Let's see if we can get the guys in here. We have Sweet Crown. Let's see if we can get Sweet Crown in here.
All right, we'll see. We'll see if we can get any post-race interviews for those who are unaware, watching from home. We'll try to get some interviews in. So just give us a few minutes. Bear with us as we get this sorted out.
But I mean, the Australian Grand Prix, Monkeys. We knew it was gonna be interesting, right? Yeah. So the guys are trying to push. They know they've only got six more races after this. I mean, we've got Bahrain after this, yeah?
Oh, is it Bahrain? Give me a second. Let's actually take a look at the driver lineup. Or not the driver lineup, the race calendar. Sorry about that. We have Azerbaijan coming up next week on May 24th. It looks like. So Azerbaijan rolling around the streets of Baku. That's going to be the next race that we can come to expect. And you will catch that right here on the ISRL channel next week. So yeah, I think that's going to be a very exciting one, especially after what we saw today. Any luck with the interviews?
No, I don't think we're gonna get any of the guys in here. I think it was a pretty tiring race, so I don't think we're gonna have any of the interviews today from Tier 1. It's a very hard thing to do mentally. It's very exhausting to go through a Tier 1 race, so I'm sure the guys are very tired after the race. Anything to take away from this week 2? I mean, what do you see happening at Azerbaijan?
More of the same. Honestly, my takeaway from this first race is you don't want to miss the next race. That's probably the biggest takeaway I have, because if Australia that we just saw is anything to dictate how the rest of the season is going to be, I don't know. I'm even more excited than I was about an hour and a half ago when we were starting this out. But yeah, I think strong race, lots of solid drivers, and it's still anybody's championship here, even after the first race in this shortened season.
I agree, monkeys. It's good to be here. I'm excited. I'm liking the co-commentator seat for Tier 1. I think it's gonna work out. We're gonna make it work. Amazing race.
Yeah, amazing race, but it's pretty much all the time we have here. Thank you so much, Havoc, for coming out, taking the co-commentator's spot here for Season 2. And yeah, I guess on behalf of Havoc, myself, everybody else at ISRL, thank you for tuning in. Tune in next week for Baku, like we were saying, and I do hope you all enjoy the rest of your day.